Hello and welcome to the GSBC podcast, proudly brought to you by the Greater Springfield Chamber of Commerce and powered by Purple Bunny Marketing. I'm your host, Matt Taylor-Farrington from Purple Bunny Marketing, and today I am joined by Luke from Quest Springfield Central. Welcome, Luke. How are you?
Yeah, good. Thanks for having me.
Congratulations on winning the Hospitality Award. Let's start by talking about your journey and I guess what led you to hospitality, and I guess how did you become part of Quest Springfield Central?
Yeah. So a bit long-winded. I'll try and be quick, but the journey started back in 2012 when I went overseas and I got a job in a hotel. Prior to that, I was doing warehousing and horticulture and a bit of everything. Took a very belated gap year, 4 years after I left school, and just got a job in a hotel because they offered me staff accommodation.
Oh, wow.
That was the motivator. So jumped in a hotel over there, and then just fell in love with it. So came back to Australia and worked in hotels. So I've done Country Victoria as well, and then Scenic Rim and Ipswich, and then Springfield. So that's how I got into it. To get into Quest, that was just drove past one day and they happened to be advertising for a job at Quest Ipswich.
Yes.
And so worked out there for about 7 years, which was really good. Got a lot of runs on the board. Learned all the facets of the business, the housekeeping, the maintenance, obviously the front office and that type of thing, the sales piece of it as well. And all of a sudden we heard word that the Quest at Springfield Central might be up for grabs. So we had a good chat with the previous business owner and what that might have looked like. And when I say we, my business partners, who were the franchisees at Quest Ipswich. So after working with them, we've gone into partnership together, and there's a lot of work to do to get into the franchising space in Quest. You've got to do an accelerator program, which took a bit of time, and then you just got to wait for a property to come up too. And there's a lot out there, but at the same time, there's not a lot available at any given point in time. So we worked really hard to put all the work together to get it. And so February last year we got the keys, and it's been a good move and loved it ever since.
Yes.
So
and haven't looked back.
Haven't looked back. No. It's quite humbling to look back at where we came from to where we are now, and having that skin in the game is a completely different, as you would know. It's a completely different driver to wake up every morning. There's not a day you go, I don't want to go to work. You might rather be on the beach, but you still want to go to work.
Correct. Yeah. Yes. Agreed. All right. So Quest is known nationally, and as you kind of pointed out before, but every location has its own personality. I guess what makes Springfield Central's property special in your eyes? Yeah,
I think it's a very well designed property. I like to use the word bougie. It's very bougie. So it's only 5-7 years old or something. Opened in 2018, so it's not that long. And it's been really well looked after by the housekeeping team. They run a really tight ship there with making sure it's all upkept. So I think it reflects where Springfield is at. It's not over the top where you don't feel welcome because you're not in a corporate suit and tie. It's still very open and welcoming, but it's got this very, very home feeling that everyone wants you to be there, and but still, I suppose, tidy and looked after, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so Springfield is a fast-growing business and lifestyle hub. How does your team adapt to the needs of such diverse mix of guests, from corporate to families, for sporting events, all those sorts of things?
It's one of those things where you've sort of just got to be in it to learn how to do it. Springfield, I wouldn't say it's unique to many other locations. It's kind of probably the same for greater southeast Queensland. The Gold Coast is more heavily leisure, Brisbane's more corporate based, I suppose. But outside of that, they're very similar.
Yes.
But it's about adapting and knowing who the guest is, and being able to read the play in front of you. And I used this example when I was training my team that came through in the more recent times, where you could have a guest that checks in and they've lost their house in a flood, or the pipes burst and everything's destroyed and they're distraught. You've got to have empathy and know what they need. Do they know this area in particular? Or have they relocated from somewhere else for this reason? Where can they get groceries? What do they need in their room? All these factors through to, and then the very next guest that's checking in could be a hen's party.
Yes.
And they're here for a really good time, and they're pumped and all that sort of thing, and you've just got to switch it up immediately.
Correct.
So the guys we've got on the front desk have really resonated with that, and they just read the play. They're genuine, we're all genuine people. So that's what we try and do, just to diversify with how we welcome each guest, is just tailor that moment to them.
Yeah, perfect. I guess this leads into the next bit where it's, hospitality is all about the people that are coming through. So what's the philosophy or standard you instill in your team to make guests feel I guess, genuinely cared for.
Yeah, well, the Quest brand released a brand belief, an internal belief. So it's not publicly out there as marketing or anything like that. It's all internally driven. They brought that out 2 or 3 years ago. And it's everyone deserves a place to be themselves. We go further to create the moments that matter.
Yep.
And that's what we do. We just, everyone's welcome. And we just take those extra steps. Whether, a tradie walks in and he's knackered, we offer him a beer. You know, a guy checked in the other day and he said, I'm here to propose to my girlfriend. I'm a FIFO worker. So we popped a bottle of bubbles up there, or whatever the case is. You just give and you get in return, I suppose.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. That's lovely. All right. So what's one story or piece of feedback from a guest that's really stuck with you and reminded you that this is why you love the industry that you're in?
Guest feedback's really interesting. I probably get more out of the constructive feedback, I think, and you can get really passionate and sort of fob it off and say that's just ridiculous, or like how dare they? They don't know what we're going through in the business or whatever it is. But I do love the constructive feedback, and we got negative feedback for Wi-Fi connection, and we did a bit of diving, and it was the same room every time, different guests. And we identified that there was a router issue, and we invested the money to get the Wi-Fi speed upgraded and all things like that. So while that's not one that sticks in my mind per se, I think it's the type of feedback that you get that you can either brush it off and make rude remarks under your breath about it, or you can actually act on it and make yourself better. But not a guest bit of feedback, but a bit of feedback I got from one of my old managers way back in the day was in relation. I walked into his office and said, we've got a big problem. Yes. And he goes, there's no such thing as a problem, only opportunities to improve.
Correct.
And I use that still quite regularly because, that's what we do. We just find a way to get better. Yeah.
Yep, 100%. I'm sure Nick will attest to that where I say the same thing. So he's probably sitting there shaking his head. All right. So Quest Springfield Central has become a go-to for local business travellers. How important is it for you to maintain strong relationships with local communities and business groups?
Yeah, it's very important. I get to as many networking events as I can. I've got young kids and obviously a business, which can be a bit challenging time frame wise, but we're getting there and just getting your face out there. And I couldn't count on two hands how many free gift vouchers we've given for nights away towards local raffles and sporting group things and all that. We've even had guests that literally have stayed with us for insurance, so they're locals, but they're staying for a reason. And they asked if could they have a donation for their local thing, which we do because it's definitely a reciprocity piece and getting out there too. Not many people locally, in particular, have a need for accommodation until they need accommodation. Yes, and it's about just being front of mind when that time comes that we jump on it. So that's probably the most challenging piece is just making sure people know where we are and who to call when they need it.
Agreed. All right. So winning the Hospitality Award's a big achievement. Congratulations. What was your first reaction when you heard your name called?
Yeah, so the team that we've got in place, and I said I'd give her a shout out. Astrid Smith runs the show at Quest Springfield. Yep. She does really good. And I think for me, it wasn't so much like, good on me. It was, good on them. Yes. I was really pumped for them. I'm around, but they really lead the charge with our guest interaction and what they offer our guests and the hospitality that goes into all the interactions. So I was really pumped for them. It almost didn't even feel like my win in a way. It was them. So pretty much get it. Was my reaction to it. So
good. And it was good to see that you let some of the staff go up on stage.
It's their award.
Correct. Totally. So that was lovely. All right, so this award obviously celebrates service excellence. What does that mean to you personally, and what do you think helped your team stand out?
Yeah, I think it probably circles back to what we've been discussing with that adapting to every guest situation and being genuine. You can just have a very transactional interaction where the guest hands over their money and you hand them a room key and you're done. Yes. But we like to know why people come and there's a sales piece behind that, so you can potentially see if there's more work coming. But the point is we interact with them genuinely to understand what we can do and pick up hints and tips off different cues that they might give. They might be You know, I don't have a car, so automatically I'm thinking, well, they're on foot, so they don't want to go to, you know, the city or something like that. They want to go to Orion or Ballistic Brewery across the road or the Hudson's Cafe and things like that. So, just being able to cater every interaction towards that individual is what I think is the most critical piece to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. All right, so it's time for our quick fire questions. We introduced this recently just to get to know the guest a little bit better. So your morning coffee order?
Long black.
Long black?
That's very basic.
Me too.
I'm so boring.
Mine's because I'm trying to watch my figure.
Me too,
all right. You're right. All right. So favourite thing about Springfield Central?
I'm a massive Lions fan, and the fact that the boys and the girls are around the corner. I've been to every girls game until last weekend this year, which is awesome. And state-of-the-art facilities and, BHA for the win. Yeah, love it.
Nice. Guest request that you'll never forget?
I had to have a quick think about this one. So not a quick answer, but back in the day, I worked at this hotel which had a restaurant, and my job was taking room service orders, and we had this awesome French dude who ran the restaurant. Took the phone rang, took the order, and it was a lady in whatever room.
Yes.
And part of our upsell was always ask, what would you like for dessert?
Yeah.
And she asked for the delicious Frenchman. And I was a bit offended she didn't want me, but that's okay. But that's one that's always stuck with me, and I never let him forget it either. Yeah.
Yes, I bet. Dream travel destination when you're not hosting others?
I've been very fortunate to see a lot of locations. I think Central America would have to be up there at the moment. Yeah, that'll be a good place to check out.
Wonderful. And 3 words your team would use to describe you?
I really would hope that they would say maybe integrity, accountable, and maybe honest. Yeah. I'd hope that those would be the 3 words.
Yes. Yeah.
And keep it professional.
Agreed. All right. So what's next for Quest Springfield Central? Is there any exciting developments or goals for the year ahead?
We've got a really interesting next year. So Astrid, who I just mentioned before, she's getting on maternity leave really soon. And we've got a great person in Lauren who's been promoted. She's coming up as team leader to sort of fill that gap. So having a change of leadership is going to be really healthy, but good for the team in a really positive way. And then Astrid will come back at the back end of next year. So that'll be good for, I think, Lauren to develop a lot of her skills and have a flavour put into the team. The Mater Hospital across the road from us, well, it's not us, that's opening up mid next year. And I have connected with the guys at Mater to work out how we can look after travelling friends and families who are affected. It's not the nicest way to make money per se, but we want to be there to support those people who need it, and we're not there to take advantage. We want people to go through that really tough time. The Quest really looked after us. That's what we want to do. So I'm excited to see how that goes. And and then Echo Woods gets a little bit quiet on weekends and things too. So it'd be interesting to see what that looks like once that's up and firing. So yeah.
Agreed. And finally, what advice would you give to others in hospitality about creating a memorable guest experience that earns not just repeat customers but real loyalty?
I think being genuine and authentic with what you say and what you do. Everyone can pick a fake smile and a fake laugh and that sort of thing. So it's being as genuine as you can as a human. If you're a repeat guest, you're definitely getting a handshake across the desk and a welcome back, and we'll offer to make you a coffee and that sort of thing. And it's not because we have to; it's because we want to. So that's what I would say is just be yourself and just be authentic.
Yeah. Agreed. See, we even say that for socials. We tell people just be authentic. So, all right, perfect. Well, that wraps it up for this episode of the GSBC podcast. Thanks for coming in and having a chat to us, Luke. And thank you for tuning in. Make sure to follow us on all of our social media channels.